My name is Sheree Williams, and my husband's name was Keith Williams.
They had a perfect marriage. They had two beautiful children.
We got married in 2005, and I'm not exaggerating when I say this, like, we didn't have any problems. We were like best friends, and so we did everything together. He was so patient with me. We just had a really good marriage. We had Sawyer when I was 19, and then 2 years after that, we had Penelope. When she was 8 months old, she got sick with the swine flu. The next night, Keith and I both woke up with the same symptoms, and I got over mine really quick. Well, Keith kept this cough.
It started spiraling down as far as health-wise.
There was a series of testing. It was like a month, and then in February, we found out that he actually had lung cancer. Speckles of cancer just all over his body and in his brain. There was more places than they could count. Whenever they first told him, God just gave him this peace and told him, you know, in everything give thanks. When Keith found out that he had cancer, it was in February, and it was right around Valentine's Day. We were laying in the hospital bed, actually, in Tyler, and all of a sudden, someone comes in with like this massive amount of Valentine's. Like, it was like a massive amount of them. Some of them were really big and some of them were little, all these little construction paper hearts. I just remember like going through each one, and I would start to tear up and cry because I was like, Keith, look at this. Like, these kiddos, they don't know who we are, but they're saying, I love you. I hope you get better soon. I know you're sick. Happy Valentine's Day. Through it all, God still made himself so real. And like, we saw miracles even in the middle of all that. It was 2:30 in the middle of the night. Keith wakes up and he's like, I have just this unbearable pain. And he never had hurt that bad yet. And so we started praying over him, just laying hands on him, just he and I. And within like 10 minutes, his pain was gone. Like, he was like, I don't know what just happened, but like, I feel completely different. And the next day, Brother Otwell called us that morning and he said, I just want y'all to know that 2:30 in the middle of the night last night, God woke me up, and he was like, I just couldn't get Keith off my mind, so I started praying really hard for him. And you know, we knew why. God woke him up. And it was just miracles like that where you know God is real, and you know that he cares so much about his child. During Keith's trial, music was a huge deal because it kept his word constantly on our minds and in our hearts, and it gave us power to get through. And music helps get your heart into that place of worship. We would worship in the hospital, we would worship at home, we would leave our radio station playing all the time, and just like wherever we were, we would have peace. Keith originally was like around 180 pounds. At the time that he died, he was 90 pounds. And he was laying by me, and we were laying on the hospital bed. And
I happened to see Keith's flat-top guitar leaning up against the end of his bed. I just felt led to grab it.
We're just all singing praises to God, and
we began to have a worship service.
His spirit and his soul was so strong that it couldn't help but like cry out to God.
I looked over there, and here's these hands out of that hospital bed laying there up against the wall. There's hands raised to heaven, and it's Keith. It's Keith Williams.
It was almost like Keith was just looking at God. We owe God so much more than we ever give him. And to see somebody giving their absolute all until their last breath, it shows us we have no excuse not to worship our Creator. He wasn't the man that I married. He wasn't Keith anymore. The way Keith passed away, he died in the morning. He died at 8:30 in the morning, and God took care of the details because he knows us all specifically. I'm not thankful that my husband passed away, but I'm thankful that God's will was done. I'm thankful that he let me be a part of that will because I've seen God in a supernatural way since then. I try to only listen to Christian music. It does nothing but encourage me, and it helps me through the hard times. It helps me when I'm down, and it helps me when I'm frustrated. And like after Keith was gone, you know, it would soothe my babies to have the music on in the house. You know, if they were troubled and I turn worship music on, it brings a peace into the atmosphere. There's definitely more to music than just a tune. It's the words. The words bring life or they bring death. And it's just like the words that we speak, you know, there's power in those words.